their internship. Somebody was showing them how to do something, and then told them,
when it's not going well, it literally is an opportunity to learn. And I have when it gets bad, I say, nobody's coming to save. In my head, I'll say, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. You're going to have to figure it out. And it's weird. It's like a different part of my brain turns on. I'm like, okay, calm down, do your job, make the bleeding stop, find the nerve, do whatever. And it works out.
Fascinating. That's an interesting thought that I never tried. I want to try it.
I like that. I mean, a long time ago, we did your kind of purpose statement, or I can't remember what we did, but one of mine was nobody is coming to save you. I mean, you can pray all you want, but Jesus Christ is not coming down to pull your ass out of this. He's already done it once. You're saved. You're done. Now go figure this out.
Now it's on you.
That is my mentality, and it's been born out of, you're in a spot that there is nobody in this room that can do this but you, and they're all looking at you and asking, how are we going to figure it out? I mean, I said, y'all just give me a sec. I'll walk around the room, think a second, come back, operate some more.
Yeah, I love it.
Make a joke, just pack it. They call it pack and relax. It's bleeding a bunch. Just pack the wound, give it a sec, gather your thoughts. You're allowed to and say, if we got anything out, you got anything on that tray that you think will work? And it's incredible. People who are subordinate to you will say, I saw so-and-so do this one time and it seemed to work, and they'll give you a different tool and you just figure it out.
That's awesome.
It's not as, I mean, it is, there's some really cool stuff that happens and some brilliant minds, but they're in the problem fixing part of it, you really have to take on a mentality that you can't go hide in the corner. Not now. You cut them open. You got to fix it. You got to call for help. You got to fix it yourself. You got to do something. So
anyway. It's your version of step in, stay in.
Right. That's it. Do not quit. Quitting is not an option here. This person is asleep and has put their life in your hands. You got to go. So,
yep. Step into it and stay in until it's done and done right.
Yeah.
That's courage. I like that.
So
Sal's capturing that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm going to too. Yep. That's getting captured.
Yeah, and I one of the reasons why I really like it is it's a power phrase, I think, because I was reviewing my purpose statement, and I was doing my personal weekly review yesterday, and I had in my do later or do someday maybe is to rethink my purpose statement to include the word bold, be bold.
Yes.
So I've been playing around in my head how to include it, keeping the purpose statement simple. So I changed it yesterday, and so because I had live every day like there's no tomorrow, it'll come true someday. But then I changed it to live boldly like there's no tomorrow. And I'm still gonna try it to see if it fits, like if it just feels right for a few weeks. Mm-hmm. But then this phrase of nobody's going to save you. You're gonna do it, and just it connects with that intent to just be focused on being bold, not just taking action, not just being active and be moving, but make bold moves. And so like it.
I think I've told y'all my real weakness is the activation energy it takes to start something, anything. It's that anxiety over, I see 10 different ways this can go wrong. Mm-hmm. That's my kryptonite. And
that's the step in. That's the step in part.
That's the step in part. Yeah. So, but that nobody's coming to save you it's like somebody grabs you by the neck and slaps you. Literally, you're like, wake up. I mean, we're going to die. It's that kind of,
Yeah.
You got to fight. You got to get up. There's another. Our baseball coach had this saying. He had this poster on the wall. It took me forever. I mean, you can interpret it any way you want, but it says everybody wants to be a lion until it's time to act like one. And that can mean attack, defend, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But you think of a lion. I mean, that is an alpha animal, and they look awesome. But when they start acting like one, some people just can't stomach that. So,
Yeah.
but doing the things that have to be done because they have to be done. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
I may have told you guys I listened to like a long version interview with Jerry Seinfeld where he talked about kind of his way of thinking, and there's a lot of GTD type mindset that Jerry operates to. He's a very system thinker and stuff. But anyway, he said the two things he has worked with his children the most on are ethics and boldness. Those are his two.
Maybe I wrote that down when I saw it because I think you shared the link, and
Yeah,
that's where I took it from. I don't know. It just went there
yeah,
on my do someday.
yeah. Because that's always stuck with me. I put it in my reminders thing on the repeat because I mean, if you think about it, if you just focus on integrity, right? Ethics, I'm gonna do the right thing regardless of if anybody's looking, listening, paying attention or not. I'm gonna do what's right, and I'm gonna step in and stay in boldly. I don't know. You have a great life, I think.
yeah, yeah. And the problems don't build. I mean, when you step in and stay in, it doesn't. You don't. What's
Yeah.
a little hill turns into a mountain pretty quick when you avoid it. And so,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And
that
and
that that kind of relates to the man's search for meaning. I mean, there's almost a dichotomy between the people who were in the concentration camp. They either, for a time, the author, he obviously had a mental fortitude that others don't have, but he had a way of visioning or imagining, what's it going to be like when I get out of here, which was not a terrible thing. It just kept him going, and he just kept taking one more step, get to work, don't give up. And it was funny, the that kind of what is your ethic?
mhm.
How long can you put up with this? I mean, because you can be an inch from the surface and drown, but if you swim just one more inch, you're saved, and you did it. Nobody drug you out of there. So
Mhm.
it's very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the? You'll have to send the link for the Jerry Seinfeld thing. I love that. One of y'all sent me, or I thought you did. Y'all at least put me on it. Listening to him do that graduation speech at Duke.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
He was pillar.
Yeah.
He was basically threatened about coming to speak, and I thought he would say, I got better things to do. I got better offers. There's probably 10 schools a year that ask him to come speak, and but he went anyway, and it was fantastic. That he's like, no, I think I have something to maybe tell y'all. And he went, and it was not, he didn't rub it in anybody's face, nothing. It was just a fantastic graduation send off for those kids.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of them, and in a 2 week time frame. The other one on Roger Federer came out too, and that was good too. You
Who
know,
Which
was
one?
it?
the tennis player Roger Federer.
Oh,
Oh,
Roger
Federer.
Federer. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to that one?
Uh-uh.
Mm,
Okay, I'll send you the link. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
please.
I think that the punchline is, well, there's several lessons, but he says, I, I, I hate it when people tell me that I make tennis look easy because it
Right.
takes so much work.
Right.
Like if it just comes
Yeah.
easy of me to
Right.
get to that point,
Right.
you really, really, really need to,
Yeah.
invest a
Well,
lot of time.
it's such a compliment when somebody says, you made it look, he did.
I
I
have.
mean, it looked so
Yeah.
Yeah,
easy when he played. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, he's going to kill this guy.
But I connected in some ways because I hear a lot of like, well, that's easy for you. because for years working out at 5 a.m. or it's
Mhm.
just the discipline. People think that it's easy, like for me, or to do some of the things like because I think that's a mental like pacifier. Well, it's easy for him, not for me. That's why I don't do
Right.
it. And
It's an
Yeah.
excuse.
yeah. so so it's not easy. I just gotta do it every day,
No,
and
it's
so
not.
I'll,
I
I'll send
agree.
you the link. It's long, uh, but it's really good from further.
Oh,
This is very interesting because so different reactions to that comment because I'll get that kiteboarding, I'll get that, I'll do a high speed landing,
yeah.
skydiving, and man, it looks so easy. You're coming in at 75 miles an hour. I'm thinking, man, that's 2,600 jumps of refining my technique.
Right.
Or kiteboarding. That's probably the biggest one for me. That was brutal to learn. Brutal. So when someone says that, I don't take offense to it. I smile just knowing how many gallons of Lake Michigan
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
drank getting
Yeah.
dragged. The
Yeah.
beach. I think
Yeah.
it's funny because they just don't know. They just don't know. So
The path
that's
you
interesting.
you had to walk, climb, crawl to get to that. Yeah, that video of you landing with that scares me. I mean, jumping out of the plane's one thing. That's scary enough. But then landing it, I mean, you look like you're coming in at 150 miles an hour, and then suddenly it's like a bird landing on a limb. You're just poof, and you
Yeah.
stop and just walk off laughing.